I'm going to begin as I normally would with any open house. Now, I do the same spiel whether anybody's there or not. So I'll give instructions in the beginning, and then I'll go from there. So I like to set the expectations. It's not just virtual open houses. It's with showings. It's with buyer consultations. I like to give instructions in advance so everybody's kind of on the same page. Because the consumer, the public, they don't necessarily know what happens next unless we educate them, unless we tell them. So setting the expectations up front of how you like everything to look. It's not going to come out perfectly ever, but at least they have a a small idea of what they should be expecting. So I'm just going to turn the camera on and we're going to get going. Since we don't have too much time, I'm not going to do a full-on virtual open house because we don't have time for that. So I'm going to stop in the middle. I just want you to see the introduction. I want you to see how I hold the camera. I want to show you how I share a document while I'm doing it. So stuff like that. Okay. So we're logging in. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ron Lugashi with the Zamir Group, Keller Williams Town Life, located at 084 Fairlawn Parkway in Fairlawn at our newest listing. I'm going to be spending the next 30 minutes with you going over this beautiful property. What it's going to look like is that we're going to start on the outside. We're going to go inside, and then we're going to go to the backyard. And I'm going to stop in each room every now and then and ask you if you have any questions. If you want me to take a longer look at anything, all you have to do is unmute yourself, ask the question, and then mute yourself back. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. So let's begin. So I want to start on the exterior, and I'm going to pan to the sides so you can see the street view. Street view on Fairlawn Parkway looks something like this. So down this way, this is towards Saddlebrook.
You unmute? Yeah. It's an open house.
And then we're going to panel towards the other end now. Towards Broadway in this direction, we're very close to Dunkin' Donuts if you're a fan. We're very close to transportation. That's Express bus stop is 1 block away. The train station is 4 blocks away. And the elementary school, Warren Point Elementary, is 3 blocks away in that direction. So this is the exterior of the home. Let's go inside. See what that looks like. Here we go. So the exterior, as we walk in, if you can notice, the exterior siding is stucco. There is stone on the foundation with a very modern looking garage door. This is what the front door entrance looks like. And this is what home looks like as we enter. So we're going to enter the home, and to the left as we enter, you're going to notice there's a closet to the left. And there is a closet to the right. So you have 2 closets in the entry point. And as we enter the home, you're going to see several rooms. You're going to see a room to the left, which is likely used as a formal dining room. Straight ahead, you're going to notice the kitchen and the family room in the back, staircase going up. And to the right is your 5th possible bedroom / den / recreation room / formal living room / whatever you want it to be. It does have a closet in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in this area. We're going to walk straight towards the kitchen, straight towards the family room, and then we're going to circle around back to this particular room before we head upstairs. So I'm just going to zoom to the sides here. Notice the coffered ceiling above the lighting fixture over here. Panning to the right. All right. Let's go straight ahead. Let's look at the center point of the home, which is the kitchen. The kitchen, I'm going to try to get a good view here for you. Take a few steps back, pan around. So as we walk in to the left, you have a U-shaped island, quartz countertops, lots of cabinets on the top, on the bottom. That hood does vent out. There's a sink right under the window. And on the other side, as you walk into the room, there is the refrigerator with cabinets up top, cabinets on the bottom. Any questions so far? Anything that you would like to take a longer look at so far? If anybody has any questions, please just unmute yourself and ask away. So this kitchen is open to our family room, with lots of light, decorative ceiling, sliding door leading to the exterior of the property. There is a fireplace in this family that is an electric fireplace surrounded by stone tiles. Windows on this property are 400 series Anderson windows throughout the home. Flooring on this home is 4 1/4 inch white oak stained. So closer look at the color for you. All right, so as we walk through this first level of this home on Fairlawn Parkway, what you'll notice is when we turn right from the kitchen, at the end of the hallway, there is access to the garage, and there's a door here to my right. That door leads to the basement. We're gonna go upstairs first, and then we'll check out the basement right after. So if you notice down towards the garage, there is a closet and a built-in here for your shoes, jackets, anything else you might wanna put there. So as you turn the corner around the basement entry point, what we'll find here is a full bathroom on the first floor. This is one of 4 full bathrooms in this home. There is 1 full bathroom on the first floor. There's 4 bedroom, 3 bath on the second floor, which we're about to go up to. The home, living square feet, 2,680 living square feet, with an additional 740 square feet in the finished basement. So this particular room, which is by the entrance towards the front of the home, can be your 5th bedroom. It does have a closet here. It is currently open. It can be used as you wish as well. So before I go upstairs to the second floor, do I have any questions from anybody about anything? If so, please feel free to unmute yourself and I will answer your questions. No, great.
What kind
Awesome.
of camera is that, Ron?
iPhone 8 Plus.
Wow, it's great.
Yeah. So here's what I need you to notice. This is landscape. Now I've tried it in several different ways. I preferred vertical, doing it first, and then what I notice in landscape, they just get a much more spatial awareness of what they're looking at. Because when I turn the camera to vertical, now all of a sudden you have, a lot of people have, like, on the sides, they have wasted space on their cameras, and they don't actually, get it to, completely zoom in. So it zooms in a little bit more, but you lose a little bit from the ceiling and you lose a little bit from the floor, and that's okay. You just have to kind of notice when you have to go up and down. What you don't want to do before I go to the second floor, we don't want to be shaking the phone. We don't want to be walking too fast, because if I walk too fast, it looks all dizzy. You see what happens with the camera? You have to notice, you don't want to shake it to the side. You're going to give people motion sickness. They're going to get dizzy. And more importantly, they lose reference kind of like of the actual layout. So, what we're trying to provide is an idea of what the floor plan actually feels and looks like. And when you go too fast, you lose it. So you have to be aware to not only walk slower, which is difficult for me because I naturally walk fast, and also talk slower, which is also difficult for me because I naturally talk fast. So you just have to notice those things. So let's continue with the role play, because I don't want to run out of time. We only have a few minutes left. I'm just going to go to the master bedroom, and then that'll probably be the end of the call today. But this is what I want to show you. So no questions. Let's go upstairs. And as I go upstairs, I'd like to share some information with you. Oh, you know what, David? I'm not the host, so I can't share the content. Never mind. So at this point, when I go up the stairs, I like to share the MLS detail sheet, the customer report. While I'm going up and down the stairs, I'll share that information with people. Now that I can also share with them, like, an image of the tax record that shows the square feet or the year it was built. Of course, this is a new construction, so it wouldn't have any of that information on it. Up-to-date taxes. But anyway, so you can share that information with the screen. I currently can't, because I don't have the ability, since I'm not the host of this current call.
As you can share it from your, you'll just have the MLS open on your phone, so it shows the screen on your phone when you share. Is that what you do?
Yes.
Have
So
the MLS
I'm sharing.
open.
Correct. I'm sharing content. I'm sharing my screen, and what I did was I actually downloaded a PDF. When you go to the MLS, you can save it as a PDF, the report, and I'm just emailing it to myself, and then I'm taking a snapshot with my phone, a screenshot with my phone, and then I have it on my photos. So when you touch the screen and you click that middle button that says share content, you can share whatever you want.
So you're sharing as you're going up the stairs.
Up and down the stairs, yeah, because people don't care about me going up and down the stairs. So it's an opportunity for me to share the content. Also, it has our picture information on the bottom as well.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when you begin the call and you end the call, kind of, consider, sharing contact information, your business cards as a screenshot. So when you end the call, you're done. Instead of the camera kind of fumbling around, just share content, share a picture of your business card, and then end the call, because there's a few seconds kind of, from the time that you end the call, and, you get like a fumbling type of visual. You can just share the content and then you're good to go. So we have a few minutes. I could do the second floor, but I think I squeezed in what the tips that I wanted to get to you. So let me turn this camera around, and then there we go.
I wanted to say quickly, the whole thing about doing it landscape wise, we should be loading these videos up into YouTube, and that's the right format for YouTube, is doing it landscape as well. So if you're going to take the time to go do a walkthrough of a property, load it up to YouTube, and that's something you can share on your personal Facebook page, or share a direct link with a client. It's a lot easier to share a big video.
Yeah. So when you do it vertically, and David's right, then it doesn't look as presentable on videos, and YouTube and Vimeo and whatever you're doing. Landscape is definitely the way to go. Do you have to spend money, $100, $200 on a stabilizer? You could. It'll help it, but it's not mandatory. Notice everything I did here, everybody else has. Everybody has a phone. Everybody has a camera on their phone. You can do everything I just did. There's nothing preventing you from doing it. Done is better than perfect. Are there ways that we can improve the visual? Is there ways that we can improve what we say, what we do when we do it? Yeah, of course. It's always a work in progress, but you always have to start with doing it once. So do it once, fail forward, improve it as you go along, and then perfect it that way. Don't wait for something to be perfect until you have all the equipment, until you have everything, all the materials you need, until you have, until you're supposedly ready for it. Don't wait until you're ready for it. Just do it.
Do you ever turn the camera on yourself too?
No, not. So when I'm doing it, I notice, no, not so much. I don't really have time to turn the camera on myself for one reason. So what I didn't say in the beginning now that I normally do say is that when I have 30 minutes with you, what it's going to look like is that we're going to do 2 rounds around the property. It's going to take about 15 minutes to do a tour of the property, so we're going to do it twice. So I'm preparing them that I'm going to do 2 rounds, so if they miss something, it's okay. I'll be sure to get back to it. Okay. And it doesn't matter the size of the property. If you kind of do a walkthrough beforehand, then you can time it where it'll take you 15 minutes to go through once. I do it for half-hour windows because honestly, I don't, doing it for an hour, there's going to be a lot of idling, a lot of idle time. Where here in 30 minutes, it gives me, nonstop activity where I'm walking through it once, walking through it twice, and at the end of the conversation, I'm providing them with, different things. So I have their emails if they registered. How you contact them, how you touch them after is up to you. I like to touch them after like I would normally touch somebody before. I'm providing an intro email. I have their email. I'm sending them an intro email, so they can click on my reviews, so they can click on research about our team, and then a home buyer's guide and all that fun stuff. So how you get ready for this is important. Before, what you do during is important, and what you do after is important. So what you do before, we spoke about it on Wednesday. How are you making it, making everybody aware that you're having an event? Are you creating an event? Are you boosting it? Are you having all your family and friends share it? How are you exposing this to the public so you can get activity during the event? And there's different ways, of course. And then, of course, during, you can conduct it as you wish. And then after, how are you touching them? So there's, with me, it's always, the question is, how do I capture leads? How do I capture information? To put on a show, I'm less interested in. Me personally, I'm not interested in putting a show. I'm not interested in so much in the branding. I'm interested in capturing leads as a buyer's agent. That's how I make my money. I want seller leads and I want buyer leads. So, my thought process is always around that. That's what my focus is on.
And Ron, you said you'd do it for 30 minutes. So after 15 minutes is up, you start all over again from the beginning.
Correct.
You find that the same people stay for the second round, or is there other people that are jumping in sort of in the middle? How's that?
It's all kinds of things. I've had people stay throughout the whole 30 minutes from beginning to end. I've had people jump in the middle and then leave when I got to their part. And I've had people jump in and out. I've had people jump in for a minute and log out. So there's all kinds of different
When you notice
activities
that
goes
people are
on
jumping in the middle, do you say it again for those of you who just jumped in? I'm going to start this again. It's just, do you say anything, or you just let them? What?
Personally, if the question comes up, I'll say it. If it doesn't come up, I'm not just going to stop and say it. That's just me personally. And then, so I'm going to go about it as I normally would, whether somebody's watching or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always doing something. I'm always saying something. I'm always doing my thing. And I've had 0 people on at some point, but I'm still doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's being recorded too. So as we're, if you want to go back to the recording, look at what you can improve. That's one. A second thing is, if you're recording it, whether people are on or not, nobody said you can't post it to social media.
Right. So let me ask you a question. You have it, so you're doing it on Zoom, you're recording it, and you're streaming it live at the same time, or no?
So the streaming live is where I'm having trouble. I didn't troubleshoot it just yet. Again, we use a group account. So I keep trying to Facebook Live it from my cell phone, and I wasn't able to. So since Wednesday, I haven't even messed with it. But before tomorrow's open house, I'm doing one tomorrow. Then I'd like to troubleshoot it and actually stream it live on Facebook.
Ron, one thing I figured out when I'm trying to live stream and it's not working, you have to go into your browser. And this is from a laptop. It may be different from your phone, but you have to delete your cookies for I do it for the last 7 days, and it clears out all my cookies. And when I do that, I'm able to live stream. And that was advice I got directly from Zoom. So you may want to try to, go into your settings and clear your cookies and your browsing history. Something about that memory being stored up is blocking me from getting on Facebook.
And Ron, when you're on your phone, you're signing into Zoom, and then also clicking on that it's going to go to Facebook, right? Or you're just going directly into Facebook because somebody centrally has set up the Zoom?
So the more button on the bottom right,
Yeah.
it should have access for me to connect to Facebook Live, or on my cell phone for some reason it does not. So I'll troubleshoot it between now and tomorrow, and then I'll report back to you how I figured it out. So if anybody else has the same trouble, they can find a solution for it very easily. So I'll figure it out between today and tomorrow for sure.
They may need to add you as a host.
Yeah, it could be. It's possible. I'm pretty sure they added me as a host, yet I still wasn't able to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll figure it out between today and tomorrow for sure.
The other question I had was on the actual content. This week I had heard, when we did ours, we did it more of a traditional walk through the house. So we tried to cover, pretty much everything. There's been some suggestions out there is really focus on kind of the top 5 to 10 features, whatever that is, and also kind of use it as an enticement for people to come then to an in-home showing. So it's like, want to come and see the backyard in more detail, see the garage, see the basement, see whatever the feature is that's the most exciting feature, perhaps, that it highlights, but then is a draw to entice. Do you have a point of view on that?
Yeah, I love that. Close via video.
Yeah.
So I actually, this is relatively new to me. I can tell you that I definitely need to insert more of that into my presentations when I'm doing these video virtual open houses. So I'll now that you mentioned it, I'll make a conscious effort of actually inserting that into the words I use.
It's kind of interesting. The last thing I just wanted to say is that something that the Stacey Esser group told me, they go on like a half hour before and do a teaser. So what they'll do is, you're already in the house prepping. They'll go on and for a couple of minutes say, don't forget, we're going on in a half an hour. Please join me. So it's a live Facebook at that point, reminding people to come to the live stream. And I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's not something necessarily that I would do, just personal, but I think it works great for those that are very that are I types, especially that are very social, that are outgoing, and they can talk for about anything, for anywhere, for any amount of time, then it works great. But for me, I just want to do my thing. You know, when I can't show my leads, and I want to go back to work. So
Yeah. But you can always get somebody to do it for you.
yeah, that's true too. Delegate. If you're not good at something and
Right.
somebody's
Or
better than you at something,
pre-record.
definitely
That's
delegate it.
what goes live a half hour
Yeah.
before is a pre-recording.
Yeah, so there's always options. So it's you know, it's great because, you know, when we get together like we do this morning, and when we get together on the masterminds and we talk to other agents, you know, we're always sharing you know, different things that different agents are doing and are successful with, and then we can choose to implement it or copy it, imitate it, or just forget about it. So it's you know, it's great. There's so many different types of agents doing different types of things, and then hearing about those different types of things. So we are definitely in overtime again, as usual. So apologies for that, but I do thank you for participating in the call, for being on the call, for allowing me to do my thing. I want to wish everybody a great Friday. Be well. Let's get back to work.
Ron, this was outstanding. It was outstanding.
My pleasure. I trust you all got value out of it today.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ron.
Good man,
Just
Ron.
recorded. All
Took
right,
us
Ron.
on like a field trip.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good
Good holiday.
Bye.